Hey everyone, it's Lissette here. Welcome to my channel. It is officially 2026 and that means we need to do some new nails. Now, these nails I've been growing out for a couple of weeks now and you guys know I want to keep the length. I don't want to cut it, so we're going to try to work around it and we're going to be using some dual forms for this video. First off, I took out this wooden cuticle pusher because my actual cuticle pushers are dirty and I really didn't feel like washing them. So I had this wooden one, and for this, all I'm doing is pushing up the skin, making sure it is not stuck to the physical nail plate. And then if I feel like I have any kind of stuck cuticle like dead skin, I am kind of like scratching that away from the nail plate as well. And then I took out my snakehead drill bit. I'm using this at 6,000 RPM and I'm going around that cuticle section. This is helping removing some of that dead skin. Again, lifting the skin away from the nail plate and giving me more room to, get right under there and just clean it up and try to remove the dead skin that is attached to the nail plate.
Dale, vente, contigo es diferente y qué rico se siente. Quiero hacerte mía otra vez allá en la playa. Contigo es diferente y qué rico se siente.
I took out my 180 sanding band, but you're gonna see I had to switch this because one, it wasn't fitting on the mandrel bit properly, and then as I was filing it, it did feel off, like something didn't feel right. It didn't feel nice on the nail plate. Like if it vibrates too much or it just doesn't feel comfortable while you're filing, it might be the physical sanding band itself. So I just went ahead and just swapped that out, and then I continued the process. This I'm using at 5,000 RPM, and I'm removing any dead skin that's around the cuticle area, and then I'm also going down the body and removing the shine. I do have base gel on, so I am being a little bit more rougher with myself, but this should not hurt you if you're doing this. I've had these dual forms, I want to say probably like 2 years already, and I think I've only used it maybe like 2 times max. But when I tell you this process was so freaking easy to do, I might need to use these a little more often, but I'm just going in and I am measuring out my sizes. And again, I am taking into consideration the length of my nail. So yeah, I was contemplating if as I was doing it, should I just move the form down or push it right up against the cuticle section. So you end up seeing what I did, but I'm just measuring out, and I'm measuring out my exact size. If there is like a little bit of room around the sides, that's fine. I'm not too mad at that. But again, I'm just measuring out my sizes, making sure it covers the entire nail. Usually when I do my nails, I do pop them off after I do record a video, but for this set, I think I'm gonna leave these on for at least 2 weeks. So I am doing all the proper steps that's needed to make sure these don't pop off any sooner. So I'm going in with dehydrator, and I'm just gonna let that air dry, and then I'm gonna go in with the rubber-based gel. And as I'm applying this, I am kind of scrubbing it into the surface of the nail, making sure it's getting into any like little grooves or any of the the lines that the mandrel bit made. So I'm really scrubbing that in, getting it in there, and then I'm gonna cure that for a full 60 seconds. And since I say 60 seconds cure, but the nail lamp that I'm using is the ONAIL lamp, the new AI nail lamp, and this one says cure it for 75, so that's what I did. But any kind of discounts that you may need, I have a whole bunch of discount codes linked in my in the description box, with the I feel like I can't talk with my Amazon storefront, with majority of the products that I use listed there as well. For the color of choice, we're going in with True Nude. This is a hard build gel, meaning it is non-soak off. You do need to file this off, and this is LGN Pro, my line. I'm using the flat number 4 brush, and again for this, I'm taking a small amount, and then I'm going to place that inside of the dual form. This was a little learning curve, trying to figure out how much I should apply. And I did get spillage. Also, even trying to hold the form was challenging because I wasn't sure how to properly hold it, and I didn't want to get the gel on my physical skin. Even though I did, whatever gel ended up on my skin, I did wipe it off as soon as possible. I was super clumsy doing this as well. I kept dropping the form because I wasn't sure how to hold it properly. So again, it was a definite learning curve. But once I got a good amount on there that I felt kind of comfortable with, I did flip it over, and then I flash cured it. I flash cured it for at least like 10 seconds, and then I flipped it over to see what the underneath side was looking like, and then I did add and maneuver wherever I felt like I needed it. I didn't want the underneath side to look too sloppy or like look like it was like overflowing onto my natural nail. And my natural nails do kind of curve, so it does look a little funky underneath, but I ain't mad at it. So I did go ahead and I did a full cure of that in the lamp. But for the other nails, I just kept flash curing it, and then I would go ahead and do a full cure. This was so fast, to be honest. And this, like, for the physical shape of the nails and the way it looks, you need minimal filing, and it just looked really good after you pop those bad boys off. So it was really satisfying as well. But I'm gonna just let you watch. I keep going ahead with the dual forms, lining it up. You're gonna see I have spillage on the sides, but we're gonna fix that later on. So again, I wasn't like mad at the whole application process.
La nota me estalla, mami, ¿qué más? Hay algo en ti que me tiene mal. Sé que anda puesta pa'l problema. Dale guaya, que yo te doy falla, falla. Deja que los cuerpos hablen, no hace falta más. Sí, ya muy bien tú sabes lo que iba a pasar. Tú me pones la mente a volar. Quiero sobrepasar los límites de tu figura, bajar por tu cuerpo y llevarte a las alturas. Tenerte sería una experiencia religiosa. Este maón es otra cosa. Sigue perreándome así como si el mundo llegara a su fin. Más de ti yo quiero un chin. Quiero quitarte ese panticito supreme, bebé. Te tengo una propuesta, y en tu mirada ya puedo ver la respuesta. Deja que los cuerpos hablen, no hace falta más. Sí, ya muy bien tú sabes lo que va a pasar. Tú me pones la mente a volar. Yo te caché la señal, no hicieron falta palabras. Fue un lenguaje corporal, todo fluyó natural. De lejos se notaba la energía sexual. Mami, ¿qué más? Hay algo en ti que me tiene mal, una belleza que me quema. Cuando vaya, la nota me estalla. Mami, ¿qué más? Hay algo en ti que me tiene mal. Sé que anda puesta para el problema.
You see, this is what it's looking like. It is not looking bad at all, so I was pretty happy with it. Now, this is where you're supposed to squeeze it and they're supposed to pop off. I was actually nervous. I don't know why I was being so gentle with myself, but I did go ahead and manage to get them all popped off, and that was really satisfying. I would have left the like popping, like the peeling part in, but there was like sirens. I live in New York in the Bronx, and it is super loud and noisy outside, so you would have heard everything. But they look so good and clean. I was really pleased with it. I want to go in and file, but the underneath side is still sticky. The top part is not sticky, but I'm going to go in with some nail cleanser, remove the underneath sticky side with a lint-free wipe, and then we're going to go into filing. And for this, I just hand filed these side walls. I did change the shape to more of like an oval almond-y shape. I didn't really care for like the coffin look for like this length. And I was actually pretty pleased with how easy it was I was able to shape it. But I also focused on the side part where I had a little bit extra hanging off the edge and really just trying to perfect it. Over the surface, it wasn't bad at all. So I didn't really need to go on the surface to file anything. It was more so the changing the actual shape of the nails and then making sure I filed off any extra gel that had came off to the side. When it came to the cuticle part, I did use the same sanding bag that I used earlier, and I just focused around that. And for this, I did amp it up to 12,000 RPM and focus around that cuticle part. If I had any extra gel that was, shouldn't be there, that's what I used to file off. And then once I was satisfied with that, I went in with the buffing side and just buffed over the surface just to remove the shine because we're going to go in with some gel polish. I also was going to go underneath and file the underneath side a little bit just to kind of clean it up. But to be honest, I didn't want to mess up my natural nail. And the way that the underneath side looked, it didn't really bother me, to be honest. Like it looked perfectly fine in my opinion. So I ended up just leaving that as is. For the gel polish, I got this polish from Shein. I think this is called Annie's brand. And it is a gorgeous cat eye. It's more of like a champagne-y cat eye color. It's really pretty. But I just applied that to only a couple of the nails. For the pointer, I did a full coverage nail. For the middle nail, I did a full coverage nail. For the ring nail, I kind of did like the side angle messy swipe thingy. And then for the pointer, I did a Frenchie. I was not clean with this at all either because we was gonna go in with some chrome powder, so it didn't really need to be a crisp line. But then for the thumb, again, I just did a full coverage nail and then I made sure to activate it before moving on to the next nail. And what I mean by activate is using the magnetic wand. For the magnetic wand, I used this 5D tool that's supposed to help create the magnetic cat eye effects, but honestly I didn't really care for it. I liked the actual physical thick round circle wands. I felt like it made it look better and it was easier to control where I wanted to place everything, so I ended up using that for the to create the cat eye effect. Since I wanted to go in with the gold chrome mirror powder, I went ahead and just cleansed the surface with some nail cleanser, and then I did go over the surface and just buffed over it just to give it a little bit of texture, just to make sure that the chrome powder wouldn't stick to those parts. So again, I just buffed over that with the buffing side, and then I took my shiny no wipe top coat. I mixed some of that with some black polish. And then I went in with the detailer and I started creating these wiggly lines. Again, I wasn't really straight trying to get a crisp line. I did want it to look a little bit funky and wonky. So I just outlined that wiggly middle part. When it came to the Frenchie, again, I just made it a little bit sloppy. And then I just cured that for at least 40 seconds. once that was cured, I did go in and just rub in the chrome powder. This chrome powder I got from Amazon. It was a case of, I keep saying 16. I don't know if it was like 16 or 18 colors in total. All I know is when I got it, it was affordable and it was worth it. So I got that, and you see I'm using the lint-free wipe. I didn't feel like pulling out my little tool, so it worked perfectly fine with this. But I just went ahead and just rubbed the chrome powder on the black part and just brushed away the extra pieces of gold that was like floating around. This is what that is looking like. I'm really pleased with it. And then of course, you guys already know we're going in with some bling. I took out my champagne and emerald bling it box. I took out both sizes of caviar beads. And then y'all already know, to glue this down, I'm using my Bling It No Wipe Rhinestone gel. I apply this to the entire surface because I wasn't really sure like the placement of where I was going to put everything. So applying this to the entire surface is just my way of, it's just easier, and plus it's non-tacky when it cures, so you can use this as your top coat and you're good to go. But for the pointer, I did pull out this cute bow that I forgot I had. I just left that as is. I cured that in place. And then as for the other ones, you're gonna see I just start placing different size bling and then just framing it with the caviar beads around. And again, it's not really a rhyme or reason. I just was like playing with it and seeing where I felt like it would look good. And then again, I just cure that in place. I don't end up showing it here, but I did go back in with some shiny top coat and just cover the gold pieces because you want to make sure those are going to last and not turn color. Usually with the gold caviar beads, they tend to like varnish and like, not varnish, what do you call that, just like dull out. So adding top coat just to protect that and do a full cure for 60 seconds. But this is the final look. This is the first set of 2026. Let me know what you guys think of this nail design. I think they're super pretty. You guys know me, I love gold, so it's giving that gold vibe. But I am really happy with it. This was super easy to do with the dual forms. I might do more dual form nail designs in the future. Let me know what you guys think of this set, and as always, I hope you guys had a safe New Year's, and I will see you guys in the next one. Love ya.
Dale.